Hey, I'm Tom Remington. Welcome to another episode of Open Air with Tom Remington. Hey, it was 5 months ago, almost to the day actually, that I was on here doing another video, and I was telling you about a young woman by the name of Taylor Mitchell who had been attacked and killed by coyotes up in the eastern provinces of Canada, Nova Scotia, I think to be exact. And at that time, I told you about the 7 steps towards understanding when coyotes, wolves, very much one and the same, and I'll explain a little bit more in a minute, what those 7 steps of progression are that everybody should know to help them understand those habits and how to avoid, perhaps, an attack on you. Well, as tragic as that was, we had another tragedy that took place in Alaska, and that was another young woman, the name of Candice Berner. There's been a lot of discussion about it. If you've missed it, well, it's still not too late. I've got a lot of links up and information at my blog. You can do that. But living in a very small, remote village in the Kenai Peninsula of Alaska, was out jogging sometime before dark, as I understand it, and all indications are she was attacked and killed by wolves. Now, we have some people who want to dispute that, and I'll get into that in a moment. But what's so frustrating is, and we can sit here and second guess. I can sit here and second guess. Well, if Candice Berner had known certain things about wolves, she might not be dead today. Well, we don't know that. As tragic as it is and as disturbing it is, I'm not here to second guess. What I'm here to try to do is to somehow break through this stupid barrier that has been put up, that people refuse to accept certain facts that could save a person's life. And I understand that is all the purpose of the big defensive wall is to protect the wolf. And anyway, so getting back to those steps briefly before I move on, Dr. Valeris Geist put the steps together. He's one of the most famous scientists in North America that has observed all of this, and he puts it together. And I don't understand why. I just do not understand why we can't take one progressive step forward and change our repetition of the talking points, the same old thing over and over and over about wolves and bears and large predators in general. Oh, they never attack people. Well, you know what? They do. And it's going to become more so as wolf populations grow in the lower 48 states. They're very healthy in Alaska and in Canada. And I was just reading this morning that there's perhaps as many as 70,000 wolves in Alaska and Canada. And part of the problem is the population is growing, and the population is expanding in Alaska as well, in other parts of Canada. And yes, my God, people are they're infringing, they're moving in on the territory these animals have been in, and I'm sorry. I hear this argument all the time, and I ask the same question. What do you want to do about that? Kill people? Some people do. Well, I don't consider that an option. The option is, and the environmentalists, the animal rights people, and the wolf lovers will be the first ones to say, well, you need to learn to live with wolves. And it's like, okay, so do we learn to live with wolves by sticking our head in the sand and repeating the same things? Oh, wolves won't hurt anybody. Well, we don't know anything about living with wolves in this country because none of us that are alive today had to deal with any wolves because, the people are our fathers and forefathers before us took care of the problem. They killed them, just about all of them off because they were such a problem. I'm not advocating that that's the answer to this, but there's got to be more towards this educational thing that the environmentalists want us to do and learn to live with the wolves. Well, I made a joke the other day that, as soon as one of those wolves wants to come in and sit down at my kitchen table and have a cup of coffee, we'll talk about what it's like to share our living space together. But until that happens, you know what? I'm not really willing to have them take a loved one's life that's in my family. Maybe you are. And I think there are actually some people out there who don't really care about Candice Berner. They're more upset that the wolves got killed that killed her. Oh, it wasn't wolves, it was domestic dogs. Oh, they were rabid. Oh, well, there was garbage down the street. Oh, she shouldn't have been running. Who cares? Who cares what the circumstances were at that moment in time? The woman was tragically killed. Get over it. I don't mean get over the fact she was killed. Get over the fact the coyotes were killed. Okay. Perhaps if she had been better educated like all the rest of us and understood that worldwide, and the other night I'm watching a thing on an Alaska news channel on the internet, and the woman on there makes the statement that about how rare deaths by human from wolves are, and that they're so rare worldwide. Really? These people need to get out a little bit. There's one book in particular, Will Graves' Wolves in Russia. Anxiety Through the Ages documents the years and years and the hundreds and hundreds of people who became victims to wolves. Yes, they do kill people. Is it rare? I don't know. What do you call rare? It's rare that people get eaten by alligators, but it happens. Comparatively, it's rare that people die in plane crashes. But it happens. So do we just tell people that don't worry about your plane ride, everything will be fine? No. We go about trying to find out how can we make it a little bit safer. Life is valuable. And that's what we want to do. We're just trying to help people understand that what you're being told isn't necessarily the factual truth. Documented cases of deaths by wolves on humans is rare. That's because it's so dang hard to create a documented kill and a documented attack. Just like this. People want to not make this a wolf attack, I guess for fear that we might have to kill one more wolf to save a human life. What is wrong with people? Honest to God, why can't we get beyond this? Are we that stupid? Are we that backwards? Or have we progressed to a more sophisticated lifestyle that we're on par with the animals? Well, you can be on par with them. I'm not that stupid. Okay? So